Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Sunday, the 20th of November 2022. Thanks for joining me. I want to use the Magical Dogs Tarot for today's reading. Let's see what these cards want you to know about Sunday and what the day is going to look like. So let me show you some of these cards before I use them. This is a beautiful deck. All these scenes look so fun. And oh, look at the look here. All right, so let's see what the cards want you to know. Just going to shuffle them a few times. Right, final time. Let's see. First card is the Ace of Sky. That's the Ace of Swords. Wow, the Ace of Fire. When you get two aces, it really is significant because an ace card is a blessing from the universe. It's something exceptional. And we have two of them, both in masculine elements, air and fire. So something big is going to happen on this day. Let's see what the final card is. Justice. Oh, interesting. That is really interesting. All right. So let's have a look. The Ace of Sky is usually depicted as a sword kind of being delivered out of a cloud. It's just this disembodied hand appears and hands you a sword. And it represents all the things we associate with swords as well as air and ideas and thinking. So this card means that if there's anything you need to figure out, if there's any kind of admin work you need to do, if you're doing research or you're looking for a breakthrough eureka moment where you're like, aha, I get it. The Ace of Sky really helps you with that. It's kind of, in this deck, it's like you're on the mountaintop, you can see everything clearly, the perspective is amazing, and you're in this elevated spot where if you use your own way of making sense of things, your own meaning machine, you'll be able to make sense of things that have kind of eluded you for a long time. So whether you're trying to figure yourself out or your life purpose, what the plan is, if you've got some sort of external situation going on, I don't know, with the tax people or a legal issue or a work dispute, it doesn't necessarily need to be a dispute. Like if you're in talks for your contract being renegotiated, anything like that, you're really on top of your game. It is a Sunday, so if you have anything like that coming up the day after here on Monday, it's a good day to do research and to inform yourself and to brush up on everything you need to have, you know, right there before the meeting on Monday, if you do have an important kind of gathering like that. What else could it apply to? Air is also associated with Aquarius, the teacher and the humanitarian. So if you're trying to get your point across or to explain something in a way that is really genuine, that other people can understand where you're coming from, it's a great opportunity to do that. So anything that requires someone to make a point and the other person to listen and to get it, there's no problem there. That process really works. So if you do need to have a chat with someone and you really want to make sure they are listening to you, it's important what you want to say. It's a fab time to do this. Next, we've got the Ace of Fire. The Ace of Fire is also a blessing, but this time it's the element of fire, which has to do with your life purpose and what you're really drawn towards naturally. Fire is like this transformative process, right? It warms, it's miraculous. If you ever stare at a fire, it's almost like, how's this element just like here? It's magical. It just, it's often, well, always destructive because it consumes something and leaves a pile of ash. And ashes are often very much associated with cleansing and rebirth. So if you take the ashes and you put them on the soil, it's great kind of fertilizer. I think it is anyway. And the whole process is regenerative and it's passionate and it's always alive. It's not consistent because it does exist in these two states, being alive and then having to regenerate. So with the Ace of Fire coming up in this spread, it means that the process, if there's a cycle associated with fire, you're at the bonfire stage. Everything is lit up. It's very clear to you what you're passionate about, what you want to do. If you want to, you know, I was sitting around the other day and I was thinking, if I wanted to make a plan, what my life is going to look like in 10 years or 20 years, if I had a specific idea of what that was, that would be amazing, because a 10, 20-year period where you're really focused on achieving something, that gives you more than enough time to do most things, right? If you're focused about it and you approach a decade or 2 decades like that and say, okay, the next 2 years I'm going to get this started, year 4 and 5 is going to be this, year 11, that if you have the foresight to do that, you're really going to win, because you're coming at any situation with a much better plan than most other people around you, or even what the circumstances dictate. So it means you're always ready to jump on an opportunity when it appears to you. And then if you combine that with the Ace of Sky, you're really a bit of a brain box here today. Like, you get everything. It all makes sense suddenly. It all comes into focus and it's like, ta-da, I get where I'm going and what I need to do to get there. The final card is kind of amazing in this context, because the Justice card, the first thing I saw here, even with the dog, is the Libra scale, which is very much about balance. But this reading is totally unbalanced. We've got the balance card at the end here. I mean, if it was symmetrical, it'd be like this, but it isn't. Then we've got 2 cards which are extreme in themselves, more fire, more air than usual. And it means that you're coming at a situation so strongly that the outcome is going to be pretty exceptional, just because of the weight that's going to be put on this side. I mean, this is not relaxed. This is not passive or, yeah, I'll just go with the flow. This is, I have a very concrete plan and idea, and I'm going to make sure I see this through to the end. I really care about this. So there's a sense of tension and willfulness and desire. Fire, it can be, destructive and threatening, but this is that energy in a good way. It gives you the confidence to actually make the first step. Okay, so the Justice card is the 11th card in the Major Arcana. 11 in numerology is the master number of service. So it makes sense with justice. It's a system designed for people to get justice, to have something to recourse if something happens. But it is also about cause and effect. What you put in, you get out. It's balance. And here we've got this dog as a gatekeeper to these kind of pillars, which seem to lead off into some unglimpsable secret place. So it's interesting. What I'm getting from this is that you're able to square things up with yourself. It's like the inner court is satisfied with your reasoning. It's like, I really know what I want to do. I'm going to do it. And I feel justified in that assessment. I feel like I'm entitled to take this journey that I want to embark upon. And I don't think this is an external person or place or thing that says you can or you can't. I think it's your inner critic that is on board. It's like, that happens very rarely, that you can convince the inner critic that this is a good idea. But even your inner naysayer is on board, because the passion and the clarity is just so overpowering that it can't really argue with you. So if you tend to self-sabotage or hold yourself back, or you have kind of self-defeating self-talk, this is the day to just do it. Especially if you've backed out of something several times, revisit it on this day. It's just blue sky above you all the way. I know there are a few little clouds in these cards, but really they are not going to... You're not walking in the shade here at all. Nope. Number-wise, we've got ace cards, which count as 1, so 1 and 1 is 2. And 11 is 13, 1 and 3 is 4, and 4 in numerology is structure, security, and the tarot, it's the Emperor. It's someone who is very clear on what they want to accomplish and then does it in a almost machine-like scary way, because they're just so consistent. So there's really no stopping you here. I love it. Let us know in the comments, the great ideas you come up with. Also, day-wise, it's great because it is a Sunday, so you have the opportunity to kind of reflect on what's coming up. and to get crystal clear on what you want. And then, like I said before, you're coming at a situation with such an advantage because you know exactly what you want out of it. So I hope you have a wonderful day. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, click on book your reading to order your reading with me. And if you like this video, then give it a thumbs up. Please hit subscribe and share the video online. Have an amazing day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.